Happy New Year, and welcome to the Endocrine Alchemist blog, a Lightkeeper's blueprint for higher consciousness, inner peace, and soul evolution. I'm Joyce Valencia, an endocrine nurse practitioner, Akashic record reader, and Lightkeeper to your spiritual journey. Each episode invites new spiritual insights to level up your journey to step into alignment, promote healing, and embody your highest self. Today's blog article is My Great Surrender of the Year, a spiritual reflection of 2025, and my intentions for 2026. The new year is here. It's no longer emerging from around the corner, it's just here in the now. And I've allowed it to pass by as if I had the power to do so, with very little thought of the milestones or the considerations of the past. Humans like to create units of measurement. Notwithstanding the scientific analysis, life goes on continuously and without much pause. I always say that everything happened for my husband in 2025, but I think the looming diffidence I possess overshadows the many spiritual life lessons I accomplished for the year. We were cast into a severe time of uncertainty for our well-being, for our livelihood, and for our marriage. But 2025, as if by slingshot effect, it felt as though it was my turn to pull back the reins to allow my husband to surface as an academic and as an entrepreneur. I learned many great things for myself along the way. I focused on holding space for these events, and I was called to do more of this in this supportive way. So I was there to teach him how to write a scientific paper and to critique that paper. I was there as he walked across the stage. I bought him an acupuncture clinic, and I built his website and did his marketing. With little expectation of receiving anything in return, I did what I could to bolster his ambitions, knowing that in 2025, I would lose so much. Driven by an unconditional love despite hardship, I gave a lot of myself to my husband because I see so much potential for this one person's future. The fruit of my rewards truly was to see him flourish, and to see how much of my own loss can bring so much abundance. Perhaps the mark of a married couple is experiencing a spiritual awakening jointly and moving through the trenches together. That was 2025 for us. In fact, much of the issues of 2024 carried over into 2025, and they will be further carried affectionately into 2026. But we were never stagnant in all of it, I feel. Some spiritual milestones in my life for 2025, in no particular order. I embraced the importance of staying in the physical while appreciating my physical limitations. I understood the concept of money as perhaps one of the strongest spiritual concepts to embrace. I learned how to create a softness of heart. I learned to laugh more. I gained further anxiety management that benefits the whole rather than just for me. I created the beginning foundations to stepping into my divine feminine. I deconditioned my humble beliefs. Sex is not a lowly thing. Rather, it is a spiritual thing. I learned from everyone's spiritual life lessons. I enforced greater boundaries to protect my energy. I surrendered more and saw the benefits. I started attending an ashram to surround myself in spirituality. I learned more about my ego. I read a lot of books. And I learned how it feels to surrender during times of desperation, knowing that I'll be taken care of. The year 2025 was a demonstration of character rather than of accolades for me, an ongoing and soulful journey that will continue onward. The greatest lesson of all was the importance of keeping the faith and to always surrender to God, to the divine, or to that higher power you believe in. So it's not just the things for which we receive praise that should be acknowledged. The past year, I extend my gratitude for all the God-given opportunities presented to me to learn, to grow, to improve on myself in leaps and bounds, and to be of service to others, even if that meant sacrifice, suffering, or loss to an unknown extent. Even if that meant surrendering. I would argue that this is the best kind of opportunity. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed, I look to 2026 with a certain sparkle in my eyes, filled with hope and ambition. I'll be focusing on the physical realm, something that does not seem to come naturally to me, but it's necessary for my dharma. To continue onward, I'll be focusing more of what I already have and bring these elements back into harmony. The new year is teeming with opportunities in the physical realm and endless spiritual life lessons led by God. With that, I hope my foundations of spiritual work from 2025 will translate into further evolution and peace of my soul. They aren't New Year's resolutions per se, but by my writing and by my speaking of this, I am assuming all these elements into reality. I wish the same for you as well. Happy New Year and peace. If this reflection speaks to your inner world, I invite you to explore your own spiritual awakening more deeply. Join my newsletter and download my free chakra and endocrine guidebook to support your growth and self-discovery at joycevalencia.com. And remember, you are beautiful inside, outside, and at the soul level. Thanks for listening.